What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814 EDC, and today I have kind of an unboxing to do for you guys. Not really an unboxing though, because I actually went to the store and physically bought this knife myself. And you guys are probably wondering, Alex, like what knife stores do you have around you? Well, not too many to answer your question. I bought this knife from Walmart. Now, some of you guys might be tapped into some Facebook groups and might have seen this knife even on YouTube. But that's where I learned to find out about it. Spoiler alert, it is an Ozark Trail knife. This is, I believe, a newer line or a newer knife from their line, Ozark Trail, of course. And I went and I picked up the Valor. So this is the Valor 7.5-inch folding knife. Let's just start off with the box. So I'm really glad that Ozark Trail, this is the first one I have gotten from them. Within the last year-ish, there's been a lot of controversy with like the $10 orange-handled D2 crossbar lock knife that Ozark Trail came out with. And it's just been kind of like, people, it's kind of gimmicky, kind of memey. And it's just been very popular, I guess, on the interwebs. I never went and experienced that because I could never find one. Fun fact. I could never find one in my local Walmarts. I could never find one, within driving distance, and I could never find one to be able to be shipped to me. But today I was shooting over to Walmart to get groceries, and I was like, I'm going to look and see if they have this new knife that everyone's talking about. And lo and behold, they did. So actually, it wasn't my local Walmart. It was like the second closest Walmart. So I did go a little bit out of my way to get it, but I figured I'd go grab it, and here it is. And as I was saying a little bit earlier, let's just talk about how they're starting to use boxes now instead of like the really shitty, clamshell style packaging that so many big box stores use for their knives. But yeah, this is, you guys can see right there, 14C 28N in aluminum scales on an Ozark Trail knife. And guys, the price for this, $20, $19.97. I just spit a little bit, whoops. For an Ozark Trail knife, guys, that's why I went and got it. I figured I was really intrigued by what I had seen online. I think Gideon over at Gideon Stuff, he did like his 3 days in or whatever little take on it. And he said for the price, he was pretty impressed with it. Unboxing knife, because I do have to cut a little bit of tape here, is the Baby Banner. Just grabbed it out of our sort of entryway drawer where my keys and knives and all that stuff go. Gotta cut down here too. I'm pretty excited, I'm not gonna lie. I figured at worst it'll just be kind of a beater work knife. But again, 14C 28N, which is like the best budget steel on earth today, I think. I'm a huge fan of 14C. And aluminum for $20. I mean, where can you see that? I mean, you're not touching aluminum for 14C. You can't touch that for probably, you got it close to 45-ish maybe. I mean, now you can get D2 and G10 for like 30, but honestly, this could be one of the best values. I thought it was scuffed up at first. It's just sitting in it's a cheap box, but it's a box nonetheless, which is, still, again, better than the crappy packaging they typically use. You just wipe off some of this. I thought they were marked up already, but it's just kind of the dust from the inside of that box. But here it is, guys. Not a bad looking knife. Blue aluminum there, has the crossbar lock, or as they are calling it, a slide lock. Walmart going to patent the slide lock. Got a crossbar lock, got a little bit of a backspacer there, a reversible loop over style deep carry clip that is countersunk into the scales with flat top screws, which is, again, $20. And the fact that Walmart is, taking the step further to do that. 14C, dual thumb studs. You got a really interesting Tonto blade here with this kind of bronze PVD coating. Not necessarily the colorway I would choose, with the blue, with the bronze, and the black. But honestly, it doesn't look half bad. And again, you can't complain for 20 bucks. There it is, Ozark Trail, nice and proud, 14C. No blade play. Ergos are solid. I think this is coming in at what, 3.25 inches. So 3 1/4 inch blade. It's aluminum, so it's going to be a little bit slippery, but I really like aluminum. Buttery smooth action, guys. I'm assuming this is on bearings. Very, very smooth. Locks up really nice and tight. Reverse flick. Guys, Ozark Trail might be onto something here. If they can start producing knives like this, now I'm not, the biggest hard use guy in the world. So I'm not going to be out here telling you how good this heat treat is, but it does come down to a thin grind. However, Gideon in his video, which it does make sense now that he brought it up, he brought up how this is just a flat grind the whole way across. He would have liked to seen, the compound grind here on the Tonto make it a little bit thicker. Or is that a hollow? I don't know. It comes down to a thin edge, and it's a pretty thin blade stock. Feels pretty sharp just with the finger test, but as far as the detent goes, I mean, very, very good for the detent. Not too much blade play. We'll see how much that breaks in. But right out of the box, I'm very impressed, guys. I really am. It was definitely worth it for me to go a little bit out of my way. It was kind of a little adventure. And they do have these behind the counter at Walmart. I don't know if everyone else's Walmart is different, but they did have these behind the counter on like the gun and ammo and knife section. So I just have to wait for someone. But yeah, guys, again, I'm very impressed for $20. I mean, this is, how can you go wrong? Even, the most veteran knife collectors, I feel like, would at least, be interested in checking this out. And again, if the build quality is there. It really is. If the heat treat sucks, and again, I'm not going to be, the one out here, using your shit and stuff like that. It's going to go through the packages. It's going to open some letters. I mean, this might even become like in my work rotation. I've been starting to work some knives back into that. And if I bust it, I'll just go buy a new one. They did have one too. It was like a green G10 with a button lock with 12 CR 27 or 1227 CR. I forget how that goes. For like $25. So that'd be kind of interesting to pick up. And they did have still the original. It wasn't in orange, and it was in black. Instead of orange scales with a black blade, it was black scales with like a stonewash blade for $10. I almost picked that up, but I figured this will be my sole focus today. And honestly, like I said, very, very impressed. We'll see how well the Omega springs are in here. I can always replace those though. And again, I mean, for $20, this is definitely, it passes the field test to me at least. As much as I've handled, not that I'm the most, I'm still pretty new at the whole knife world. I'm only a couple years in, but I've handled some nice crossbar lock knives. And honestly, this is punching way above its weight class at $20. So again, $20, $20, $20 for 14C aluminum. Again, right off the rip, very good action, cool materials, cool colorway, all the things you want. So leave a comment down below if any of you guys happen to stumble across this, or if you, like me, kind of went out of your way to go pick one of these up at your Walmart. If you didn't, do you plan on getting one now that you maybe have known about it? I'm excited to get this thing in my pocket and to give you guys my full review on it in a couple weeks. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, night, day, whenever you guys are watching this. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.